Well, good afternoon, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your afternoon or early evening. I'm so used to saying, I hope you're having a great start to your day when we're on. And thanks for coming on. Those are you getting your notifications here. Let's see if we can say hello to a few friends as we do. Okay, a few people are coming on with us. Let me see here if I can say hello. And yeah, I think I will be. Okay, good. Hold on a minute here. Let me just get this out. We'll say hello to 10 minutes. Here we are. Okay. And let me see who's first this afternoon. On my list is Natalie, Ilana, Rosa from Montreal, Fran, there you are. Fran, I usually miss you in the morning. I know you're on, but Natalie and Danny, how are you? Andrea, Niagara Falls, Janice, Brampton, Therese, how are you? Sandy, Vancouver, Washington, Nativity, good afternoon. I was going to say good morning again. Dennis, how are you? Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Maria, Faye, how are you? Lisette, Rosa, where's the mayor? Rita, New Brunswick. Vince, how are you? Vonda, and did I say hello to you already, Francis? I think so. Donna, hi from Park Hill. Gail, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Diane, Thunder Bay. Cecilia, how are you? Nouveau Brunswick. Rosalinda said she was first. And I missed you, Rosalinda. And you know me. I don't mean to miss you. Sherry, I want to sing Sherry, you have no idea. Nativity is asking me, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. Kevin says, I missed him. The mayor. How are you, Kev? We love you dearly. Anne, how are you? Mary and Darlene from Alberta. And Fran said, you see, that Kevin was first. And Judy, we love you. Karen, Innisfil. See how everybody takes care of you, Kevin? Karen and D from Englehart, Janice, Cheryl, couple of more guys and we'll get going here and just talk about a couple of things. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I saw, okay, there was a headline here. Somebody sent it to me on NBC News. I looked up the study, okay? And it was on melatonin, taking melatonin as a supplement. It's amazing to me how this got twisted. Okay? Taking melatonin could... The headline was, okay, let me get to the headline. I have to give it to you before I read the study to you. Taking melatonin for long periods of time could be a sign of underlying heart problems, okay? Long-term use of the popular over-the-counter sleep aid has been linked to a higher risk of heart failure and early death in adults with insomnia. Okay, see how they spelt it out? Okay, so the problem is melatonin, okay? Then when you go look at the study, which I'm going to do right now, hold on a minute, and then the study phrases it differently. It says this, what taking melatonin could reveal about your heart health. So it's not melatonin, it's your heart. Okay, so if you're taking melatonin for insomnia, the indicator is you might be having some heart problems. It's not the melatonin. And by the way, guys, okay, in case you forget, and for those of you who are new on this program or whatever, I don't like melatonin as a supplement. I never have, and I never will, okay? And the reason is because your body makes melatonin, okay? Your body makes it. You don't need to take it as a supplement. And by the way, as a supplement, I remember, now I'm going to go back mid-1990s. I was with a researcher at the time. We were traveling together, and he had been doing some research on melatonin. So you're looking at 35 years ago, okay? 35 years ago. Talking to an American researcher. I was traveling to a conference with him in Europe, and he said to me, you know, melatonin, and as far as a supplement, he said, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, okay? And he had been doing research on it. He says, you know, it's not a good thing, especially if you have to take it in long term. Okay? I've never forgotten that. And even though melatonin is probably the most popular sleep aid there is, I have never fancied it. It usually has what I call a shelf life. And what do I mean by that? Well, it might work temporarily, and then usually it doesn't work very well. I know that they give it out, and, you know, maybe for temporary use, I got no problem with it. But getting back to the study is showing that if you need to take melatonin over a period of time, it's not the melatonin that's giving you problems with your heart, it's your heart. And they're saying it's the insomnia that is linked to heart problems, okay? Now that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? It's actually the sleep problems. Sleep is so important. Let's see if I can get my book out here. And by the way, somebody asked this the other day, talking about Sun, Steak, and Steel. I know you'll see this, the writing upside down here. Somebody was asking about the metabolic reset. When am I going to publish the book in a hard copy again on the metabolic reset? Well, I'm not saying we're not going to do it. The reason I say we probably won't do it is that in the book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, you'll see this little gold thing over here. It includes the 30-day metabolic reset. So we have it in here. We have it in here. It's been reproduced. And the way I did it in this thing is, the way I did it is I talked about the metabolic reset and asking questions, okay? The metabolic reset is all in this book. And why the reset, okay? And so what I did is every question, I think just about every question that I ever got, I answered it on the reset, the metabolic reset, the 30-day program to primarily for what? Primarily for what? What's the first thing that the reset does? It fixes insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is at the root of heart disease. Insulin resistance is at the root of cancer. Insulin resistance is at the root of Alzheimer's disease. Insulin resistance is the root of diabetes. All the tea in China is not going to pay for the treatment of diabetes, guys. All the tea in China won't pay for it. It's so costly just to treat people with diabetes, okay? So now back to sleep, okay? So, okay, when you think of sleep, okay? When you think of sleep, the number one reason that people don't sleep, 80%, it's 70 to 80%. It's incredible. The idea of this almost is shocking, that people have, a vast majority of the population don't get a good night's sleep. They never get into the 5 stages of sleep. The recuperation you need. Your brain needs sleep. Why? Because listen, your brain is an energy center. It uses more energy than any other part of your body. The brain contains your central nervous system. It's your brain. It's the headquarters. Everything you eat, it takes 25% and uses it up there. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you have a manufacturing plant needing a lot of energy, you're going to get a lot of debris. And the brain needs a self-cleaning oven, which it has. It's amazing. It has its own cleaning system. It's called the glymphatic system, not the lymphatics, the glymphatic system of the brain. Guess when it works? When you're sleeping. When you're sleeping. And the biggest reason that people don't sleep, and it's not even close, guys, in terms of numbers, the biggest reason people don't sleep is the stress hormone cortisol. Now, you know what cortisol does in terms of insomnia? Think of your body is in survival mode. Okay, that's what cortisol is. Inside. Okay? You're worried. You're stressed. Right? And your parasympathetic system and your sympathetic system is on high alert. How can you sleep when it's on high alert? And by the way, cortisol, and we talk about this in the book, Sun, Steak, Steel, and Sleep. When your cortisol is high, which is guys, God gave you 2 organs on top of your kidneys called your adrenals. It secretes, the adrenals secrete cortisol. So cortisol's been around as long as we've been around. And it'll save your life. Cortisol can save your life because if a lion is chasing you, it's called the fight or flight. The problem is that needs to get turned off. It's not meant to go on for a long period of time. And you know, at the Martin Clinic, we've been talking about this for a century, it seems. The effects of cortisol. But one of the things that cortisol does not allow the secretion of melatonin. Melatonin calms you down. How do you get melatonin? Your body produces it. What tops up your melatonin in your body? Daylight, sunlight, your eyes. Don't put your sunglasses on. I'm so used to the sun. I don't even need sunglasses. Okay, I don't use sunglasses. Now I know a lot of people do, and if you do, that's all right. I'm not being critical. I'm just saying that my eyes are used to not having sunglasses on. But especially in the morning when the sun is out, You don't have to look in the sun. The sunlight will top up your melatonin. That's why it's so good to get in the sun. Sun, steak, and steel. And the sun has an effect on your sleep because you top up your melatonin. Your body tops up in the AM. And then, when you go to sleep, make sure your room is pitch black. This is the time to wear a mask, not when you're out in public, okay? Don't wear a mask in public. Wear a mask around your eyes when you go to sleep at night. It's a great idea because the darker it is, it tops up your melatonin again. Morning sunlight, dark, dark, dark room, no light. And it's almost like you're going to the melatonin fill station and you're filling up with melatonin at night. Isn't that something? Daylight during the day will mean a better sleep. Think about this for a minute. You're out in the sun all day. Okay? And then you want to watch TV for an hour or so and you're falling asleep. What is that? It's melatonin. You topped up. You filled up. And now you want to have a sleep. Don't fight that. Go to sleep. And when your room is dark and you're wearing the only mask, no, I recommend 2 masks. One when you're sleeping at night. I really do. Pitch black, cover your eyes. Pitch black, cover your eyes. And number 2, the other mask, you guys know this. What other mask do I want you to wear? It's invisible. What's it called? I'm listening. What's it called? Let's see. I'll wait for one person to tell me what it is. Okay? Hold on a minute. I'm just looking down at my scroll here to see if anybody... What is the invisible mask? I want you wearing that all the time. What's the invisible mask? Maybe you're not getting my... Gene? Vitamin D? You're close. You're close. Lisette, you got it. Vitamin A. Lindy, you got it. It's vitamin A. Okay, Judy's saying vitamin... Well, you're close. Rosa, you got it. It's vitamin A. Okay? Sharon, it's vitamin A. You guys are so used to me saying vitamin D, right? Well, look, vitamin D is very essential for your immune system. That's true. But if you want to cover your mouth, cover your nose, and cover your eyes invisibly so that no bacteria and virus can come in your body, vitamin A. And how do you get vitamin A? Eggs, meat, and cheese. Steak being the highest. Vitamin A. Okay. You guys got it. You're so smart. This crowd of mine, honestly, Karen and Janice and Gillian and Francis and Fran and Nativity and Andrea and Debbie and Diane, you guys are so stinking smart, I can't get over it. I never will get over it because it's true. You're the smartest. Okay, so what does cortisol do? Cortisol is the biggest interrupter because it blocks your melatonin. When you're stressed, you don't make enough melatonin, even though you might have topped up in the morning and topped it up and filled it up again at night in a very, very dark room. Here's another thing that cortisol does, okay? And we talk about this a lot. Cortisol is it's a belly fat producer, okay? Belly fat. Because what cortisol does, it elevates your blood sugar. When blood sugar is elevated, insulin must come, And when insulin is anywhere around your blood, you know what happens? You cannot lose fat. Okay? You can't lose fat. So cortisol has a double whammo. It affects your sleep. It lowers your melatonin. It gives you belly fat. You know, what dividends it pays. Like, are you kidding? You're cutting out my melatonin so I don't get a good night's sleep. And it's because your body's in survival mode. That's what's happening. It's in survival mode. Anyways, I just thought we'd do a short one this afternoon and talk about that. And, you know, like at the end of the day, what you want at the end of the day is really, really important to take care of your sleep, okay? Like, we have a formula. As a matter of fact, I think it's the number one formula around. I have no doubt about that. And I mean, look at the reviews. Incredible. Helping people to sleep. Because we start in the hypothalamus. It's not just your adrenals. It's the hypothalamus. That's where you got to be able. And then we help with the blood sugar with the cortisol formula. And it's all these ingredients to up your melatonin, okay? Up your melatonin, lower your blood sugar, because that's really important for a good night's sleep. And to lower all your levels of cortisol, and that's really important. Okay, now, couple of things. Tomorrow is what? Q&A. Friday's Q&A, okay? Back in the saddle in the morning tomorrow, okay? Tell everyone. New book coming out, and so many of you have signed up for it, okay? I think we're going to sell out our first print. I'm convinced of it. We've done it before, but this one, I think, will be rapidly selling out the first print. And I think it's going to make a great Christmas gift. You want to give a gift to your friends? This is it. Rebuilding Your Temple. You're going to love this book. I'm telling you, you're going to love this book. And it blends in your body and your soul. It blends it in. Takes the best of both worlds, puts it together. You are. You're the real you is your soul, guys. Okay? Your real you is your soil. Not your soil, but your soul. Okay. But that's coming within a few weeks. Okay? We expect that book, according to our publishers, to be ready for Black Friday. Right? Coming around the corner, which is, you know, the American Thanksgiving. Okay? So, Rebuild Your Temple, remember that. Okay? We'll talk a little bit more about that. I'd like to give you a little bit of indication of what's in there, but you're really going to love that book. Okay. Now, okay, tomorrow's Q&A. I don't think it's too late. Send your questions to info@martinclinic.com. Guys, we love you dearly, sincerely, in every other way possible. Talk to you soon.